on, watch it!
The Theron Guard was an organization of the Locust Horde's military which represents the elite of the Locust. These troops were superior to the drones in terms of equipment, intelligence, and training, and were assigned to commando-style raids against high-profile targets and high-level defensive missions that require the sort of skill and precision that the Therons possess and can handle. As these elites who have higher intelligence with military training, Therons make extensive use of cover and ambushes and are smart enough to know when a battle is turning against them, so you can expect them to flee rather than die if they take too much damage. The Therons wore heavy body armor that covers more of the upper body with a long leather-like strip of material hanging from the back of the waist that trails behind them as they move, which gives the impression of a trench coat combined with armor. Many guards wear distinctive-looking helmets as well. Their voices are sibilant and with a definitive whispering hiss, which gives them a distinctly menacing presence. Most Therons use the torque bow as their weapon of choice, which makes them a deadly threat against any unprepared gear from a considerable distance. They also make use of the Lancer assault rifle, Hammerburst assault rifle, and Nasher shotgun, as well as the Boltok pistol. Unlike drones, Therons are smart enough to make use of dropped weapons, for example, raiding the corpse of an allied Locust to gather their weapons and ammo. There are 4 subclasses of Theron Guards, which I'll go through now, starting with the Palace Guard. Palace Guards were the most decorated and accomplished drones in the Locust Horde's army, and were tasked with defending Queen Mira and the Royal Palace. The Palace Guards were first seen during Operation Hollowstorm, when Delta 1 breached the defenses of Nexus. Setting up an ambush in front of the Palace Gate, the Palace Guards were able to pin down the gears before being defeated by Marcus and the rest of the squad. Delta was then able to breach the inner sections of the palace and killed all Palace Guards that they encountered. After the flooding of the Hollow, the surviving Palace Guards became the bulk of the Queen's Guard. Savage Theron Guards were originally just Theron Guards that appeared after the Hollow flood and when the Locust Horde began to collapse. After the Hollow was flooded, several groups of Locusts went savage, living on the surface of Serra, and reverted into a feral state due to not having the guidance of their queen. Several Theron Guards were among the survivors and assisted the Savage Locusts' battle against the remnants of the Cog and the Lambent. The Savage Theron Guards are nearly identical to the original Theron Guards except for the color of their armor, which is nearly bleached white and garnished with red lights. They also use different weapons most of the time, such as the Butcher Cleaver or sawed-off shotgun rather than their iconic torque bow. The Theron Elite, also known as the Onyx Theron or Black Theron, was a co-organization of the Locust Theron that appeared shortly after Emergence Day. They were specifically trained and worked under the command of General RAAM, serving as his chosen warriors and loyal lieutenants. The Theron Elite carried a wide range of weapons, which included torque bows, modified weapons like the Elite sawed-off shotgun, Gorgon SMGs, and Krill grenades. Some or supposedly all Theron Elites could manipulate the Krill to some extent, like General RAAM. The Theron Sentinel was the Locust Queen's elite shock troops and had greater intelligence than the average drone and could communicate through hissing and whispering with their fellow Therons. The Sentinels were stronger and faster than subordinate drones. Their main roles in the Locust Army were battlefield commanders that led Locust troops on the field and also led small teams of Theron Guards. One example of the Theron Sentinels leading a group is in Gears of War 2, when Marcus and Dom are searching for Maria. You can see the Theron leading 2 drones and a Mauler as they check on the terminals of the human prisoners within the Hollow. When Marcus and Dom finally found the matching symbol on the terminal where Maria was being held, they were ambushed by more Locust reinforcements, which were led by Therons.